All right, so that crazy weather we had for a few hours today, we made it through. It wasn't
Yeah,
too bad.
it was pretty typical for a non-El Nino year.
Okay.
A couple years ago when we had El Nino, boy, we had a lot more severe weather days during the winter, and also the storms were a little stronger. This one was still strong, don't get me wrong, but nothing like the couple of years ago when we saw those tornadoes move through Duet and then Siesta Key as well. We had some winds gusting as high as 72 miles an hour, but things cleared out of here shortly after 5, 6 o'clock, really. And you can see from the Casey Key webcam, it was a nice sunset tonight, and then it turned dark and clear skies. You can see the moon right there, in fact, setting over the Gulf of Mexico. Viewer photos sent in. This one was before the storms rolled in. This is James White looking over the North Sarasota Bay area. Boy, a very ominous looking storm front there associated with the prefrontal trough that moved on in. And as far as rainfall totals go, we saw a lot of rain in Manatee County. I know some people in Sarasota are going, I didn't get a drop. In fact, just a few sprinkles. Well, that's what happens sometimes. These fronts kind of push east. The big storms, the first part of the energy, and then it falls apart, and the outflow from the first front creates another one, but that usually occurs a little bit further south, and that's what happened today. Nearly 3 inches in northwest Braden, at least estimates from the Doppler radar site, 2.4. Anna Maria Island, 3.2, just to the west of Parrish, and 1.5 in Onico. You saw that little dry spot there. And then north of Inglewood, 1.4. Near Warm Mineral Springs, they had over 2 inches of rain estimates. And you can see, again, that's where it kind of died out, that front, and heavy storms traveled east. This particular line did produce a tornado shortly after 6 o'clock, and that pushed off to the east into Highlands County. So here's the weather headlines. This is how they read. A windy Wednesday ahead. We're going to see breezy conditions and winds gusting as high as maybe 25 to 30 miles an hour, and they will eventually switch more to the northwest. So cool through Friday. We're looking for very chilly temperatures, well below average. And ironically, this is the first day of spring. The first full day is tomorrow. Warmer weekend ahead, though. Get ready for temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s by the weekend. Well, our current conditions, it's still pretty warm out there. 70 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest. Once we get rid of that westerly feature, which will happen tomorrow, we'll start to see some cooler temperatures settling in. The pressure's back on the rise now, 29.88 inches. High today was warm before the storms arrived, 81 degrees, and this morning's low was 70. Not really a lot to show you on the futurecast. We're looking for a few clouds around. You'll see clouds every once in a while pick up here. That's associated with some secondary frontal systems, which will keep us on the cooler side right through Friday, with temperatures only in the mid to upper 60s, I think, through the Friday, and then back into the mid to upper 70s, as I said, later on. And there may be a lone shower, but there's just not enough moisture in the atmosphere to give us a shower with that secondary front coming to late Wednesday. Winds will be strong out of the north-northwest, and they'll turn more northerly on into Thursday. You'll see that anywhere from 10 to 15, gusts as high as 20. And then out of the north, continuing on Thursday, looks like the coldest morning will be Friday. The big storm gathering strength now over the mid-Mississippi Valley. You can see all the watches and warnings. Every area in pink is a winter storm warning, meaning it's going to happen from, again, Massachusetts southward through New Jersey and New York, and also looks like on into much of Pennsylvania. And get this, I want to show you this real quick before we get to the forecast. There's another storm system that could develop. Here it is, March 26th, next week, Tuesday. Looks like a hurricane out there. Well, it's still, at this point, a little bit further east, but you never know. It could shift a little bit further off to the west and cause yet a 5th nor'easter there. A small craft advisory in effect for boaters all the way through Thursday. More than likely, they'll reissue it tomorrow for Thursday, too, I do believe. Here's the forecast for 7 days. First alert weather day tomorrow because of the rip tides. On top of that, windy conditions, small craft advisories in effect. Temperatures into the mid to upper 60s right through Friday. And then we get back into warm spring weather, mid to upper 70s on Saturday and Sunday. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Bob.